Hi everyone, I'm Marshall Carper and welcome back to Marketing Monday. Today I want to talk about your data. And yes, every marketer everywhere is saying data is the future, listen to your data, use your data to inform your marketing. All of that's true. Data is incredibly powerful. But what I see a lot of times when I'm working with businesses or if I'm talking to business owners casually at events and things like that, is when the data does not say what they want it to say, they start to question it and they start to go through mental gymnastics about why the data could be wrong or what the data actually means or why the data might not be reliable or why it's not perfect. So there's all these excuses, and a lot of times it's rooted in a bias or a feeling of fear to not actually act on the data in front of you. In some cases, I see data that comes back where frankly, it says that something everybody really liked is not working, and that's hard because you kind of take personal ownership over something, and saying that you were wrong is difficult, and moving on is difficult. Sometimes the data means making a big change in general, and change is scary, change is difficult, change is hard. So we kind of start going through this self-talk of why the data is not actually saying what it seems to be saying, and that starts to hold us back. So you should be critical of your data, but you should also be critical of your own bias and what's leading you to have these feelings as you're looking at your reports, as you're looking at your metrics and trying to use them to decide how to move forward. When the data all looks good, these conversations are easy, right? It's like, oh yeah, let's just keep doing that thing that's doing really well. That's a no-brainer. But when we start talking about saying, okay, we need to take a piece off the board, we need to do something different, that's when this bias starts to come in, and that's when this fear starts to creep into these data conversations. So when you're starting to look at your data, do everything you can to remove those variables from the equation. Have more people in the room looking at it that are in a position where they can be frank and honest with you. So where they're not trying to just please you, or they're actually going to tell you what they think and what they see in the data. Try to work with experts that can tell you what the data means or what they might do with the data. And try to be more aware of the decisions that you're making. Change is always scary. Taking things out of play that you liked or that you thought would work is always scary. That's always difficult. But if you're not actually listening to your data, you're not going to get the benefits from it. And you're going to get farther and farther away from what used to be a golden opportunity to pivot and do something different. So take a fresh approach to your data, and also take a fresh look at yourself and how you're reacting to it, and see if you can find more opportunities there. So thanks for watching. I'm Marshall Carper, and this has been Marketing Monday.